The iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini deliver big improvements over the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus. The iPhone 8 has been a tried-and-true performer since Apple first introduced the phone in 2017. Available in both the standard and plus-sized version, the iPhone 8 proved popular enough to remain a part of Apple's iPhone lineup until the introduction of the iPhone SE earlier this year. And even that phone adopted the iPhone 8's design. But all good things must come to an end, and if you bought the iPhone 8 when it first came out, there's a good chance your phone is starting to show its age. The arrival of the iPhone 12 and its different editions gives you the opportunity to look at upgrading your iPhone. But how big a leap forward will the iPhone 12 be? To find out, we've run an iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 comparison, matching up the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 mini against the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 8 Plus. Here's what you should expect if you make the leap to a new phone. iPhone's 12 versus iPhone 8 specs. Versus iPhone 8 price and availability. The same year the iPhone 8 came out, Apple released the iPhone X, which signaled the dawn of $999 flagship phones. But the iPhone 8 held the line on pricing, starting at $699. With a larger screen and two cameras, the iPhone 8 Plus cost $100 more. Prices have since dropped, with the iPhone 8 costing $400 or less at outlets that still offer it. Today's best Apple iPhone 8 deals. Apple iPhone 8, 64GB, on Amazon is at $239. Apple iPhone 8, 256GB, on Amazon is $349. Like the iPhone 8 before it, the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini avoid that $999 price. Instead, the iPhone 12 mini debuts at $699, the same price that Apple charged for the iPhone 8 back in the day. You can get an iPhone 12 for $799. The iPhone 12 is now available for pre-order in advance of its October 23 launch, and we're monitoring the best iPhone 12 deals. You'll have to wait until November 13 for the iPhone 12 mini to arrive, although pre-orders start a week earlier. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 design. The iPhone 12 mini features a bigger screen than the iPhone 8, 5.4 inches versus 4.8 inches. Yet Apple's newer phone is both shorter and slimmer than the iPhone 8. How did Apple pull that off? The big bezels at the top of the iPhone 8's display are gone, as is the home button housed in that bottom bezel. Instead, the iPhone 12 mini, like the iPhone 12, has adopted the design Apple introduced with the iPhone X, a notch at the top of the display to house the TrueDepth camera, but otherwise minimal bezels surrounding the front display. Likewise, the iPhone 12 is more compact than the iPhone 8 Plus, even with a screen that adds an additional 0.4 inches. Those screens on the iPhone 12 are fairly durable, as Apple teamed up with Corning to create a ceramic shield screen. That makes the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini 4 times more likely to survive a drop without any damage. The IP68 water resistance rating on the iPhone 12 models allows Apple's new phones to survive a dip in up to 6 meters of water. The iPhone 8 models could only endure 1 meter. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 display. The iPhone 8 is a relic of the days when Apple used LCD panels for its smartphone displays. That began to change with the iPhone X's introduction that same year, and today, the entire lineup of flagship iPhones features OLED screens. That includes the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini, both of which sport Apple's Super Retina XDR display. The switch from LCD to OLED means sharper colors and truer blacks on the iPhone 12. The contrast ratio is 2 million to 1 on the iPhone 12 versus 1,300 to 1 on the iPhone 8, and Apple says maximum brightness on the new iPhones is 1,200 nits, nearly twice that of its older phones. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 camera. The photos produced by the iPhone 12 should be a big leap forward from the iPhone 8, and not just because the older phone ships with a single 12-megapixel camera. The iPhone 8 Plus doubles things up with a second 1.2MP lens and a 2x optical zoom. Both the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini featured two lenses as well, a 1.2MP wide and 1.2MP ultrawide shooter. The apertures are bigger on the iPhone 12 cameras than they were with the iPhone 8 to let in more light. But the camera story isn't just about hardware. Apple's photo processing powers have gotten a lot more sophisticated in the 3 years since the iPhone 8 came out. The latest iPhones support features like night mode on all their cameras and deep fusion for emphasizing more details and textures in photos. A new version of Apple's Smart HDR feature helps the iPhone 12 adjust white balance, saturation and contrast on the fly, so shots will look good even in challenging lighting. And the new phones are capable of capturing HDR video with Dolby Vision. Put it another way, the iPhone 8 Plus may have as many rear cameras as the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini, but the machine learning-powered software on the latest iPhones lets you do so much more. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 battery and charging. It's hard to compare battery life between older and newer iPhones, in part because Apple never reveals the size of the batteries it inserts in its phones. Teardowns suggest the iPhone 8 had an 1,821 mAh power pack while the iPhone 8 Plus used a 2,675 mAh battery. When we ran both phones through our battery test in 2017, the iPhone 8 turned in a slightly above average result, while the iPhone 8 Plus held out for 11 hours. That would be good enough for either one to still land on our best phone battery life list, which we limit to phones released in the last year and a half. Can the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini measure up? It may prove difficult. The compact size of the iPhone 12 mini restricts just how big a battery Apple can place inside that phone, and the iPhone 12 has a 6.1-inch OLED panel and 5G modem to keep powered up. For what it's worth, Apple's listed video playback times for the iPhone 12 mini, up to 15 hours, and iPhone 12, up to 17 hours, are ahead of the 14 hours it promised for the iPhone 8 Plus. The iPhone 8 was the first Apple phone to support wireless charging, and that's continuing with the iPhone 12. But Apple's phones have now added support for MagSafe wireless charging, in which magnet-equipped chargers attach to the back of the phone for a more reliable charge. More importantly, MagSafe supports 15W wireless charging speeds, faster than the 7.5W supported through conventional charging pads. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 software and special features. The iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 matchup is pretty even here. While the iPhone 12 ships with iOS 14 pre-installed, iPhone 8 users have been able to upgrade to that version of Apple's software since it came out in September. And iOS 14 introduces a number of new features such as home screen widgets, better app organization, and improvements to maps, messages and reminders that can make an older iPhone feel like new. If the last iPhone you bought was the iPhone 8, you're probably used to getting wired headphones and a charger in the box. That doesn't happen with the iPhone 12 though, as Apple is ditching those accessories in the name of more environmentally friendly packaging and less e-waste. Getting people to pony up for their own accessories probably didn't dissuade Apple from making that move. iPhone 12 versus iPhone 8 outlook. You'd expect a phone packing in 3 years of design changes, hardware improvements and software enhancements to be a significant upgrade over its predecessor, and that's what Apple has delivered with the iPhone 12 versus the iPhone 8. We'll need to finish testing the iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 mini to pinpoint just how much of a leap forward these phones are, but if you're holding onto an iPhone 8, there's no better time to upgrade than right now. Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe. Also let us know what you would like to know and we will make a video on that.